petty verbal argument over a Walmart parking spot escalated into a fatal tragedy after a Florida woman was captured on disturbing cell phone video, horrifically gunning down a U.S. Army veteran. What happened to Bart Diguglielmo, a retired U.S. Army Staff Sergeant who was shot and killed in North Lauderdale, Florida? Here's what you need to know. Shocking video obtained by WPLG captured the moment an Army veteran was gunned down, seemingly in a petty argument over a parking spot in a Florida Walmart. The horrific cell phone footage captured the 62-year-old victim, Bart Diguglielmo, seemingly exchanging angry words with an unidentified woman in the parking lot of the North Lauderdale store around 12:30 p.m. Tuesday. Diguglielmo can be seen slowly walking toward the woman as she backs away, with the vehicle pulling out from where they were arguing. The two shoppers can be seen repeatedly pointing at each other during the argument, and at one point, the man puts both his arms in the air as they stood in an empty parking space. Diguglielmo appears to follow the woman around another car as she aims the gun at him before a single gunshot rings out. Diguglielmo, a New Jersey native and retired staff sergeant, can be seen clutching his stomach before falling to the ground. Following the shooting, the woman can be seen placing the gun on top of a car while waiting for law enforcement to arrive, with witnesses reporting her screaming and crying. Deputies in Broward County said the woman stayed at the scene, cooperated with detectives, and claimed she shot the veteran in self-defense. Officials have withheld the name of the woman. Diguglielmo was rushed to Broward Health Medical Center, where he later died of his injuries. A native of Hamilton, New Jersey, Diguglielmo served as a combat nurse, combat medic, and tactical communications expert, according to his Facebook profile. His daughter Amanda broke down in tears in a heartbreaking interview with Local 10, as she described her father as a, quote, good man, with whom she had recently worked on repairing their relationship.
I just don't think anybody deserves to lose their life over a parking spot. He was a good man.
Wow. Hey, I bet if you're anything like me, you go to the grocery store and you have a list, but I bet on that list it doesn't say kill someone or die while shopping. Mickey with CarryTrainer.com, and I've got 3 very simple questions for you. You ready? Number 1, why do you carry a gun? This isn't for me to know. This isn't for the cops. This is just for you. Why do you carry a gun? Don't sex it up. Don't make it harder. Why? Why do you carry a gun? Just answer it. 2, what are you willing to die over or for? Period. What things in this life are you willing to trade all your tomorrows for? No more long walks on the beach. No more tucking your little kids in. No more Christmas dinners. Dead. What are you willing to trade all of that for? And for all of us, there's going to be something, right? I would die for my kids. I would die for my family, right? I don't want to, but I would. And number 3, the one that's really not fun to think about, what are you willing to kill another human being over or for? That's not fun. Is it over a borrowed piece of real estate, like a parking space? Are you willing to kill somebody for that? Now, you might have watched this and said to yourself, disparity of force. She was backed into a corner. Well, I don't know. You could have walked back to the store, called 911, had somebody call 911. You're in a position of advantage with this firearm. You could have said he was just trying to talk. All right. Where I come from, I wouldn't aggressively walk towards a woman, especially one that's screaming at me that I have no relationship to, that's already threatened to shoot me. I'm going to walk away. I'm probably going to call the police if a gun was involved, just because I know that if I'm involved in something where firearms are involved, the cops are going to get involved, and I should be the one to call them, not because it's a game, but because it's the smart thing to do, because I'm using logic and reason. At the end of the day, we should be carrying a firearm for one reason: to protect innocent life, ours and the people that we care about or are sworn to protect. We should not be trying to take any life that is not hurting innocent life. And when we use a firearm in self-defense, it's not to kill, it's to stop the violence, knowing that if we deploy it correctly, it may very well end that life. Not wishing to do it, not looking for a reason to do it, not looking for a reason to justify it, but because we were forced to, but because somebody chose and made choices that we couldn't get away from, that we couldn't stop, that we couldn't unravel, and we had to use the force that we trained ourselves to do. This isn't hard. It's not about being a coward. It's not about being a pussy. It's about understanding that taking life or giving up your own ought to be for something of grave importance, not a frickin' parking space. Be well. Don't be dickheads. Understand that just like people are going to disagree in these comment section, a jury a prosecutor, a detective, a local cop that comes to whatever scene that you may find yourself in might not see things the way that you do. And you might have your ducks in a row and you may have a good story, but the 12 people that sit on that jury and that prosecutor and his or her employees and the judge and everybody else involved, including the public that's going to probably lay the thing out on social media like we're doing now, they're going to get an opinion too. A couple more quick points. Did you notice in the video that the news anchor said she shot and killed the veteran? Do you think that she knew this man's a veteran? Do you think she said to herself, I think I'm going to go ahead and shoot this man because he's a veteran, or even though he's a veteran? The answer is no. She probably did not know that. Why is this important? Because this news outlet is trying to make the story sensational. They want you to think, how could she have done that? Well, clearly, if the argument is that she was in fear of death or great bodily harm, and that this danger was imminent or like happening right now, it wouldn't matter what he did in any life. He could have been the kindest, sweetest kindergarten teacher. It could have been Mr. Rogers himself, but that wouldn't change her actions if she was justified. On the flip side, if he was the most horrible person in the world, if he was a murderer that had gone to prison and gotten out, she can't shoot him for that. Right? She has to have a real reason. This is important because a judge probably will stop a defense from using arguments like this. Oh, the guy that we shot was a bad man. Well, did your defendant know it was a bad man at the time? We are judged by what we knew at the time that the incident, whatever it was, took place. It's important for us not to get sucked into the emotional part that news anchors and prosecutors will try to use. But again, this further points out the emotional state of mankind and how we make choices based on words and the information provided to us. Just something else to think about. Remember, you are judged, and the other individuals are, by what we knew at the time of the situation. Make good choices. Think about these things, these 3 questions, when you're home in someplace quiet and peaceful. Don't wait until the moment to think about that. And certainly, do not be ruled by your emotions. See you guys soon at class. We've got some coming up in Washington, out on the East Coast. We've got some in Tennessee. Please do check out Gunfighter Gun Oil, Ignis Lux Coffee, and remember, our good friends at Secure It and Supervel are always making nice stuff for you. See you guys soon.